Hello students, welcome to the class. So students, in the previous class in this chapter, that is light, we were talking about the mirror formula, and we have seen that how with the help of the formula which is 1 by v plus 1 by u is equals to 1 by f. With the help of this formula, how can we get the value of either the image distance or object distance or that of the focal length? Image distance is represented by v, object distance is represented by u, and small f is represented by focal length. Small distances, the distance from that of the focus to the pole is represented by focal length. Now here we can also find that what is the size of the image, means how much magnified it is, how much enhanced image it is. So the size of the image or that of the object can be found out with the help of the formula m is equals to h2 upon h1, where h2 is the size of image while h1 was the size of object. We have also known that m can also be found by minus v upon u. So if out of these two, if any two is given, we are able to get the other one, or if any three is given, we are able to get the other one very easily. Okay, so this is the formulas on which we had seen some of the numericals which is related to that of the mirror formula, and that is really important, student, because the questions related to that used to ask. Now moving on, and we will see here convex mirror. So we have understood everything about that of the concave mirror. Now move on and we will see here the convex mirror. Convex mirror, students. What is a convex mirror, students? Basically we said that the bulges out portion of the mirror is the convex mirror. It means this portion. This is the bulges out portion. So this portion is what? It is the convex. Reflecting surface is that bulges out portion. So that is what? That is the convex mirror. Okay. Now we can see here. Okay. So the portion that is bulges out, that is the reflecting surface, and this we call as the convex mirror. So while talking about the concave mirror, we have seen a lot of things, students. What is the principal axis? What is the focus? What is that of the center of curvature? So before we go further, let me remind you, although we have already discussed about this. So this dotted line is actually telling that this is the polished surface, and when we will draw a line like this or pass through it, this is what? This is the pole, students. Okay, this is the pole, and here we have seen that the center of curvature will be somewhere at behind to that of the mirror, and in between to that there is a focus. This line is called as the principal axis. This is called as the principal axis. So one thing we have understood, that the focus is at not at the left side, but it is as the right side, and the center of curvature is also at the right side, that is behind that of the mirror. Now your question will be, that is behind that of the mirror, is focus can be there? No, student, this is a virtual focus. This is not a real focus, that we have already discussed that. Since behind the mirror nothing happened, because it is a polished surface, so it appears that the formation of the image is happening here. Okay, so this is about that of the convex mirror. Center of curvature, pole, focus. Now what is the focal length here? The distance between that of the pole and the focus is considered as the focal length, and the distance between from that of the center of curvature to that of the pole, that is called as the radius of the curvature, which is represented by r, and this is just half of that of the focal length. So we have already seen all these things. Now moving on, and let us see, before we go and understand the ray diagram, we should know that what are the different rules to obtain the image in that of the convex mirror. So rules for obtaining rules for obtaining images formed by convex mirror. Rules formed by the image formed by that of the convex mirror. So let us see the first rule, students. So the first rule is, that is, a ray of light which is parallel to that of the principal axis, which is parallel to the principal axis of a convex mirror appears to be coming from its focus. Appears to be coming from its focus. Appears to be coming from its focus after reflection from the mirror. After reflection from the mirror. Okay, so a ray of a light which is parallel to that of the principal axis of a concave mirror, it appears to be coming from the reflection of that of the mirror. So suppose, students, this is the diagram. So this is a line which passes through that of the pole, and this is the focus, and this, if suppose it is the center of curvature. So here it is saying that if a ray of a light is there which is parallel to that of the principal axis, this is parallel to principal axis, so it will get reflected and it appears that it is coming from that of the focus. It is coming from that of the focus, students. So this is a line which is parallel to the principal axis. Obviously, in case of a convex mirror, there is no chance that they will going to meet somewhere. So we think that actually it appears, that is a kind of illusion in which we think that the light is coming through that of the focus. So parallel beam of a light, if after reflection it appears that it is coming through that of the focus, students. This is the first rule. So whenever a parallel beam of a light is there, you will always draw a line which appears that it is actually coming through that of the focus. And this is how the formation of the focus also happens in case of the convex mirror, where the parallel beam of a light, after reflection, they get deflected in a different direction, but when they stretched behind, then it appears that all the beam of a rays are coming through a point, and that is focus. So then same thing here also, that when a parallel ray of a light is reflecting from that of a convex mirror, it seems that it is coming through that of the focus, students. This is the first rule. Now moving on, and you will see the second rule. Second rule is, that is, a ray of a light going towards the center of curvature of a convex mirror is reflected back along the same path. Is reflected back along the same path. Obviously, We have seen this in the case of the concave mirror also, that when a ray of a light passes through that of the center of curvature, after reflection, that reflected ray will also again passes through that of the center of curvature. Same thing happens here, students. So here, this is the convex mirror, this is the pole, this is the focus, and if this is the center of curvature. What happened when a ray of a light is there? So a ray of a light is there which is falling on the surface like this. So if it is falling on the surface, like this, students, and then what happened? It get reflected back. But it seems that actually it is appearing that it is coming through that of the center of curvature again. Okay, so we can say here, it is coming through that of the center of curvature again. So we can say here, students, that a ray of a light going towards the center of this ray, it seems that it is going towards the center of curvature. After reflection, it will come along the same path. Okay, so if it is going to that of the, it seems that it is going towards the center of curvature. So after reflection, it will goes along the same path. This is the second rule, student. First rule was there different. Second rule is for the center of curvature. The same rule we have also seen in case of a concave mirror, but here it appears that it is going towards that of the center of curvature and again get reflected with the same path. Next rule is that is the third rule. Like the rules we have seen in case of a concave mirror, convex mirror is also having 4 rules. So third rule is a ray of a light going towards the focus of convex mirror becomes parallel to the principal axis. Parallel to that of the principal axis after reflection. Okay, ray of a light going towards the focus of a convex mirror, it becomes parallel to the principal axis after reflection. So again, students, if this is that of the concave mirror, so what happened here? This is the pole. Let me draw it up. So if this is what, this is the pole, students, and then this is what, this is the focus, and this is what, this is the center of curvature. So if a ray of a light, is falling on the surface like this, okay, so it seems that the ray of a light is actually coming towards that of the focus. You can see here, students, it seems that it is coming towards that of the focus. But after reflection, what happened? It get reflected parallel to that of the principal axis. Okay, so it seems that a light which is going towards that of the focus after reflection becomes parallel. We have seen the first case in which a parallel ray which hit or after reflection, it seems that it appears that it is actually coming through that of the focus. Here it seems that the ray of a light, it goes towards the focus and then get reflected back and parallel to that of the axis, and this is why it is written a ray of a light going towards the focus of a convex mirror becomes parallel to the principal axis after reflection. It becomes parallel to the principal axis after reflection, student. Okay, so this is what? This is the rule number 3. Moving on, and we will see the last rule. What happened in case of a last rule? So last rule that we have seen in a concave mirror, students, yes, that the angle when a ray of a light falls on that of the pole, it will come back with the same angle, making it that of the principal axis. Absolutely, this is the same kind of a rule in case of a convex mirror also. So here we can say a ray of light, which is incident at the pole, incident at the pole of a convex mirror, is reflected back, making the same angle, with the principal axis. A ray of a light which is incident at the pole of the convex mirror, it gets reflected back, making an angle which is equals to that of the principal focus. So this is what, student, this is the convex mirror, this is the shaded area. Again I am making a pole here. So this is the pole, students. This, if suppose it is a focus, and this is the center of curvature, this is the principal axis. Then what happened here, when a ray of a light incident at the pole of the reflected mirror. So a ray of a light, it is falling on that of the pole. Sorry students, it is right. Okay, a ray of a light which is falling on that of the pole of the mirror. After that what happened? It will come back with the making the same angle with that of the principal axis. Okay, so the kind of an angle which is made by that of the eye, that will be equals to the R, students. Okay, so we can say here that the ray of a light incident to that of the pole of the convex mirror is reflected back, making the same angle with that of the principal axis. The same kind of a rule we have also seen in case of a concave mirror. Although there the reflecting surface was different, but the rule was the same here. So if OP is there, so and it is Q, so the angle made by that of the OP, and if this is R, student, OPR, this will be equals to the QPR. So this is, we can say that angle I is equals to angle R. Okay, so I hope you have understood the rules for obtaining the image by that of the convex mirror. After rule, we will move to that of the ray diagram. What are the different ray diagrams are involved in that of the convex mirror, students? So, let us see here that positions of the image, and there are two positions of object two position of object in case of convex mirror. In case of a convex mirror, there are two position of object in case of a convex mirror. So the first one is, students, that is anywhere between pole and infinity. Anywhere between pole, which is represented by P, and infinity. Anywhere between pole and infinity. This is the first condition, that object can be kept between pole to infinity anywhere at that of the principal axis. The second one is at infinity. Obviously, after that only one thing is left, that is at infinity. So between infinity to the pole and at infinity, when we will keep, then what happens? This is the only two positions that you have to study in case of a convex mirror. Remember that in case of a concave mirror, we have seen the 6 different positions of the object, but here we will see only the 2, because there the conditions remain same. There, students, why there is so difference? The reason is that there the formation of the image occur at the different positions, depends upon the different position of the object. But here doesn't matter, even if you keep the pole, even if you keep the object between pole and focus, or at the focus, or at the center of curvature, between pole and center of curvature, or beyond center of curvature, we will get the same kind of a image, and it is because of that collectively we have taken it into the one step, and that is the anywhere between the pole and infinity. And there is another condition, there is another kind of a image is formed when the object is kept at infinity. Okay, it is because of that there are only 2 positions which has been talked here. Let us see what are the kind of images are formed there, students. Okay, so let us see here, that is, okay. So the first case will be anywhere between the pole and the infinity. Anywhere between pole and infinity. So here, suppose the students, we will keep here a convex mirror is there, and this is what, student, this is that of the pole. This is the pole. Now here this is the focus, and this is the center of curvature. So here it is saying that between pole to that of the infinity, wherever you are keeping the object, what the same kind of a image you will form. So suppose at a place, there, that is at this place, we are taking an object, extended object, that is AB. A, and this is B. So we have taken an object that is at this point, and this is what? This is A and B, students. Now what will happen? First of all, this ray. It will move parallel. One of the ray will goes from this side, and it is parallel to that of the principal axis. And you know that if it is parallel, what will happen? According to rule number 1, so one of the ray, suppose this is what? This is B, and it get to strike to that of the convex mirror at point, that is D. Okay, so here we can say here that a ray of a light which is parallel to that of the principal axis hit at a surface, and that is what, student? That is D. Okay, it is parallel, students. What happened? You know that according to rule number 1, that when a parallel ray of a light falls on the reflecting surface, it gets reflected. It appears that after reflection, it is coming through that of the focus. So what we will do, we will see here that it gets reflected. Okay, and when we will stretch a line behind to that of the mirror, it seems that it is coming through that of the focus, students. This is what? This is the rule number 1. So this DE, suppose this is what? This is E. So a ray of a light, an object AB is there which is kept at pole and infinity. Anywhere when you kept, even you kept it very closer or very far, but it should be between pole and infinity. There what happened? You will get that of the, after reflection, one of the ray will get reflected. Seems that it is coming through that of the focus student. There will be another ray, students, that seems to be coming through that of the center of curvature. Okay, so this is the ray, students, which hit that of the reflecting surface. Now when you stretch it, then what happened? It seems that it is actually coming through that of the center of curvature, right? After reflection, it will come back with the same path. This is according to rule number 2, in which we say a ray of a light, when it falls on that of the reflecting surface, or which seems that it is going towards that of the center of curvature, so it get reflected with the same path. So according to the first and the second rules, we get this value here. So we get this image, particular image. Now you see here, what kind of an image will be formed here, students? So both of the rays, they get deflected into the different direction. Obviously at real, they will never gonna intersect with each other. But when we stretch it behind, we find that actually they meet at a point, and this is that point, students. This is that point, right? If this is what? This is A dash, and this is what? This is B dash. So where is the image is formed? Image is formed behind the mirror, and this image is formed between pole and the focus. You can see here. Okay, so we had kept the object anywhere between that of the pole and infinity, due to which two rays are there. They intersect behind the mirror. It appears that actually they do not meet, but it appears that they are intersecting each other behind to that of the mirror, and they form an image, that is A dash and B dash. So what is kind of a conclusion that you get from this? First of all, the kind of an image formed when the object is kept between pole and infinity, that is where the formation of the image happens, student. It is behind the mirror. Where? Actual where? Between pole and focus. Between that of the pole and focus. Then the third thing, you can see here, students, the kind of the image. This is AB. This is AB, and this is A dash B dash. AB is also erect, and the kind of an image that you will got, we are drawing it by dotted line, which help us in telling that it is actually there is no intersection happen. So this image is what? It is virtual image. We have shown it with the help of a dotted line. So there is no actual formation of the image happens. That's why it is what? It will form a virtual image. Virtual image. And as you can see, this is AB and this is A dash and B dash. So it is not inverted, but it is what? It is erect. Okay. This is what? It is an erect image. Okay. It is not inverted. Ulta nahi hai. That is सीधा. And that is why we said it is an erect image. So the fourth thing that we get, it is an erect image. Now another thing, students, that what the kind of a nature of the image it is. Okay, means highly magnified or small it is. Yes, absolutely. The nature of the image will be highly diminished. Means very small than that of the object. So fifth one, I am writing it here, students. So it will be the nature of the image, the size of the image will be highly diminished. Highly diminished means very smaller than the object. Very smaller than the object. Highly diminished. Okay. Behind the mirror, between pole and focus, virtual and erect image, and highly diminished. This is what? This is the kind of an image is formed when the object is kept between pole and that of the infinity, students. Okay. We can understood by keeping or by holding a matchstick and keep it in front of that of a convex mirror. You will find the kind of a image is formed. It is really very small. So this help in telling that the kind of a image which is formed here, it will be very small, students. Okay. And the image, obviously you know that it will be virtual and erect. If it is a convex mirror, it will always be virtual and erect, students. Okay. So this is the first condition of the position of the object between pole and infinity.